Hello, Daniel here, and I'm back with another Bukkit tutorial. In this episode, we'll be learning about configuration files, and we'll be trying to achieve a pretty hard task, which is linking two signs together for teleportation purposes. For example, when a player right-clicks one of the signs, he's going to get teleported to the sign's partner. I assure you we won't actually be teleporting in this episode. It takes just slightly too long, and it's just enough to make it into 2 episodes instead of 1. And it leaves me less chances to mess up, because the longer the time goes, the more I mess up. I've done a take on this already once. I tried doing the whole thing in 1 episode, spent half an hour, and it's actually quite a lot because I had talked the entire time and actually cried code and think about it. And then there was a crash, and I realized that I was doing something absolutely wrong. So that's good, because now I can change it and it's going to be better. So let's get to the code. So config files are pretty easy to create actually, and pretty easy to use anyway. They're like a very easy thing, like you can learn in 5 minutes and they'll be absolutely usable. So what you need to create one, you don't actually create one, you get one from your plugins. So configuration, my server's running, isn't it? Yeah, that's the crash, by the way. Alright. Eclipse somehow doesn't play well with my server, it just starts lagging a bit. Configuration config equals this dot get config. Aha! You have created your configuration. It won't even show up as a file until you add something to it and save it, but you know, we'll get there eventually. Now, to detect player placing a sign and make sure the sign actually says the right thing, so we're going to add a sign to the config when it's placed to avoid like all the clicking and commands, to make this very simple. We're going to have another event that is called, let me just type this out, I can't type and think at the same time. The event is called sign update. Sign update event. So yeah, there's a whole event that's just then sign. I think that's an update event. Sign change event. Oh my god, don't tell me I messed up already. Oh. Alrighty then. And I spelled event handler. Alright. So this Bukkit has a special event dedicated just to a sign being changed. Wow. Isn't that wizard? Let's see. So now what we can do is we can read the sign's lines, and it's pretty easy. So let's see, string 1 equals e dot get line 0. So instead of counting from 1 like humans do, Bukkit counts from 0. So this would be line 1, just the number 0. And string 2 equals e dot get line 1. So here we have line 1 and line 2. So if 1 dot equals a square bracket link sign close square bracket. So if it's a link sign, then okay, we check whether our config has anything related to this sign's name. So line 2 would be the name of the sign's group. So there'll be 2 signs that are in the same group when they teleport between each other. So if config dot get, let's just do get string. So now strings work this way. So there's your string. Let me just make a nice little comment thing. So strings have several keys. So like a path to a key would, for example, could be layer 1 dot layer 2 dot layer 3. So how this will look like in the actual file, it will look like layer 1, layer 2, layer 3, and then you can like store something there. So basically, under layer 1, there can be several other things that can also have their own little under things, and yeah. So layer 1 would be a major category, layer 2 would be a secondary category, this would be whatever goes after secondary. My English skills aren't that English is hard. So if linked signs, which will be a major category, linked signs dot, which like makes it go to the next key, plus 2, which is our variable, that's a string that we've just gotten, second line of the sign, dot sign 2, actually sign 1. So if is not equal to null. So what this does, dot has to go there. Dot get string, this is alright. Oh, I forgot the plus. Alright, so what this does, it gets us a string that should be located in linked strings dot to dot sign 1. However, if there's nothing there, if it's just a blank file, it's going to return null. And if it's not null, if it is null, we'll start if it is null, then config dot set, and then this part, so link signs plus dot plus 2 plus dot sign 1, we set that to the sign's location. So e dot get block, which returns the block that has been edited, dot get location returns the location, dot to vector, because vectors are a nice way of storing things into config files. Otherwise, if config.getString blah blah blah, well actually we don't need an else, because else if there actually is a signed 1, then we need to make sure there isn't a signed 2, so we're not overriding anything. So let's copy this. We need to make sure there is no signed 2, and if there isn't a signed 2, then we set the second vector to the second sign in the config to the location of the newly edited sign. So this will fire whenever a sign block is placed. And the reason I already imported this, you would probably need to import this, is because Eclipse couldn't undo all the things that we've done before I messed up. Alright, so there we go. That should store locations, and one important thing that I always forget to do, but it's important, is save the configuration. Without saving it, nothing would change. So save config. That's a nice idea. You don't even need anything, just save config. Save config. Every time you edit the configuration, just save it. Alright. So I think this will actually work. I mean, it will create a config, that's for sure. We can certainly try. Let's export it. Export YouTube. Another mistake I always make is I export the wrong plugin. I'm like, why isn't it working? And then it's the wrong plugin and it shouldn't be working. So let's spam the refresh button back in our server menu over here. Alrighty, let's log in. Oh goody, I've moved myself farther away from the madness over there. Anyway, this definitely is a chunk glitch. Oh wait, no, this is the Ender Dragon just flying through. Alright, let's try this. Link sign group A. Oh, yep, there it is. There it is. Yep, there it was. I don't know what to do. I'm just gonna go. I didn't even know we're still alive, but apparently it is. I'm just gonna go. Bye. Bye. Nice seeing you there. Bye. Nope. Yep, that was okay. This looks like a nice spot. So link sign group A. Okay, so hopefully when we go to our server folder, and there should be a folder called YouTube, next to our youtube.jar, and there should be a file called config.yml in there. If you open it, it's absolutely the wrong config. Just quit text edit for now. And it's probably because I edited it, god dang it. Alright, let's reload. Let's do a sign, let's try this again. Link sign group A. There we go, we got a config file, and if you open it, so link signs, group A, sign 1, and it gives you the coordinates of sign 1. So, alright, now if you place a second sign with the same group, so let's close this so your changes don't do anything to it. Link sign group A. Hopefully, if I didn't mess it up by exiting it, yeah. Now that's sign 2 and has different coordinates, and they are not that different because I literally pasted like right next to the other one, but yeah, they're different, and you can see that they're different. So, alright, that's actually way more efficient way that I've used before. I should actually update my testing plugin to it. Alright, let me just stop the server because it causes lag for Eclipse. Close this. Alright, so what we need to make sure is when a sign is broken, we want this to disappear. Yeah, alright, we want this to disappear. So, at event handler, we need a different event, yeah. Public void on block break. Block break event E. We need to import block break event. So now we check whether the broken block is a sign post or a wall sign, which are the two blocks that are actually sign blocks, because there's a sign that is only the inventory item, there's a sign that's on the wall, and there's a sign that's standing. They're all different. So if e.get block.get type is equal to material dot sign post, or if e.get block.get type is equal to material dot wall sign. So if that's that, if it's either a signpost or a wall sign, we need a sign s equals e dot get block dot get state. So sign isn't, yeah, we need to convert a state to a sign. There we go. So an actual sign isn't a block. A sign is a block state. So that is definitely different things, and I still don't know why they need a different thing for it. I'm not questioning it, I'm just going with what it is. Alright, so string 1 equals s dot get line 0, string 2 equals s dot get line 1. Alright, so now the first line is equal to link sign. Alright, then alright, then vector v, no, yes, equals e dot get block dot get location dot to vector. So now we get the vector of the broken sign, and we check whether it's one of the two paired signs in our config. So if config dot get vector, so linked signs dot plus 2 plus dot sign 1 is not equal to null. So first we have to check if it's not null, because that used to cause a little bit of a crash. So if it's not equal to 1, we're going to take this, no, actually no, we're going to check whether the config.getVector blah blah blah, the get vector of sign 1 is equal to v. which is the new vector that we've just created. So if the broken sign is sign1, then config.set, I'm pretty sure that's, no, it's not. Alright, set this stuff, so link signs dot +2 plus dot sign1 to null. It's not there anymore. Alright, otherwise, else, if it's not, if sign1 does not equal v, then we check whether sign2 is equal, sign2 is equal to v. But first, just to make sure there's no crash, we make sure sign2 isn't null either. So sign2 is not equal to null. And then we just put the stuff in here. We just copy paste, well, I retype it because people might not know what I'm copy pasting. So if config.getVector, and then we paste link signs dot +2 plus sign1 and replace sign1 with sign2 is dot equals v. So if sign2 is actually the broken block, then config.set, let me just copy paste this line over here, and change sign1 to sign2. So we remove sign2. Let us export, and let us put the server back up. As usual, we've got to spam the refresh button. Alright. We don't actually have to, I just like doing it. Ew, where have I abandoned my signs? I've placed them somewhere, I just don't know where. Are they gone? I don't know. Who cares? Let's just make new ones. Link, sign. Let's make group B just in case. And link, sign. Group B again. Alright. So hopefully the config gets created to link signs. Group B, sign1, sign2. Now, let me close this. Let me not edit it. Let me break one of them. Let me open the config again. And there's still there. Is there a crash? No, there isn't. Interesting. Are we sure nothing has changed? Did I close it? Interesting. Interesting. If config.getVector of linked signs, you made me a typo or something, I don't know. It's not equal to null. Alright. It's not equal to null. If config.getVector linked signs plus dot equals to v. v.get block to get location dot to vector. That should be right. Am I saying the right thing here? I don't know. Something's clearly wrong and you know it. I will understand. I always have this small hope that I just made a little typo somewhere. Did I make a little typo somewhere? Link sign. Not exactly the same to me. Equal to material dot sign post or material dot sign. Here, let's do a little longer action here. So longer dot info. Someone broke a sign. Alright, logger dot info. The sign is a link sign. Alright, then oh I bloody told myself. Save config, we didn't do it. That's the only thing that's going on here. We just need to save config. And I was telling everyone how, oh, it's so important, let's not forget save config. And then I forget it, causing major panic in my heart. Let's re-export it. No, wrong server. Bye. I'm just gonna close this. Screw it. Does anyone start? I will understand. Okay, I haven't managed to break anything by force quitting that server. Used to break everything. Huh. Alright, well let's... Might be a good idea to just remove the stupid config. We did remove the config, alright. Sign... No, link sign. A. And then link sign A again. So here we have two nice link signs. Let's remove this one. Reopen the config. Ta-da! We removed one of the signs. It is a success. Let's just remove the second one just to make sure. Always have to make sure. And there is nothing there because everything is null. Who cares about that? Alright. That's good. Now all we have to do is teleport the player. Actually, let's do that in the next episode. Yeah, let's do it in the next episode. It'll be a short episode. Or maybe not. I guess I'll do it now. It'll just take a while to upload to YouTube, but who cares? Alright. So we're done with this. We're done with that. Let's stop the server because it's getting really annoying. Alright. We already have an action here. If e.getAction.equals action.rightClick block. And it will equal a signpost. Otherwise, so here it checks if the first line is equal to YouTube, else if first line dot equals to link sign. Alright, so now we need to try get the two vectors from the, no, actually just the one vector. So e dot get clicked block dot get vector dot get location dot to vector vector clicked block is equal to e dot get clicked block get location dot to vector. Now, do you have second line? Yes, we do. Alright, so if second line, no. Now we need to make sure that the first line, the first sign of the config with the name that this guy is trying to access through the click is not equal to null. So if config dot get, do I have Mac? That's not right. Alright, let's retype it. Linked signs plus second line plus dot sign one. No, what have I done? Alright. Get vector is not equal to null. So if sign 1 in the configuration with under second line exists, then we check whether this sign 1 in the config dot equals to the new clicked block vector. So if the clicked block is equal to sign 1, then if config.get vector link signs blah 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 sign 2, so if sign 2 is not equal to null because we need to teleport the player somewhere, then location, then vector tp2 is equal to that, but sign 2. So now we create a new vector that's equal to sign 2 because we've clicked sign 1, so we need to get teleported to sign 2. So location TP to L is equal to new location. The first argument is the world, where the location is, and the world will be e.getPlayer.getWorld. And the second argument is that is the x, so tp2.getX. The third argument is the y, so tp2.getY, and tp2.get. Would you update, please? tp2.getZ. Alright. No, that doesn't need a. Just need a. Yeah. There we go. So we've created a new location we want the player to teleport to, and now let's teleport the player. Get player.teleport tp2 L. Alright. We now successfully teleported the player to the second sign. But what if it doesn't equal the first sign? What if it's equal to the second sign? Else, so if it doesn't equal to first sign, if config.getVector dot, we're missing a dot here. We're missing a dot everywhere. There has to be a dot after linked signs, otherwise it's gonna make a messed up key. There we go. Else if link signs dot second line dot sign 1, actually if config dot get vector dot equals clicked block, and then here we replace sign 1 with sign 2 because this time we're checking whether we're teleporting to sign 2. So if sign 2 is our clicked block, then if sign 1 is not equal to null, let's copy paste this part over here. Basically, so this part starting from when we're checking if sign 2 isn't equal to null to the end of the same bracket. So let's take that, let's copy it into our new thing, and replace sign 2 with sign 1. Right. Alright, so let's export and see if it works. It might not, but we'll deal with any issues. Export YouTube. Let's boot the server back up. Spam the refresh button because refresh buttons are cool. Yep. Alright. Now let's try setting up some signs. Link sign sign 1. So this one's on top of an ice pillar, and this one we'll place right here. Link sign. Why did we call ours? Was it sign A? I think I forgot already. Well, we can try certainly. Let's right click this one flush. Well, definitely not. Now, where did I place the first one? And what did I call it? I call it sign 1. Okay, let's get back there. And link sign 1. Alright, now let's right click it and see if it works this time. Aha! We have been teleported to this sign right here. And let's click that one and we're teleported back to this one. Success! So that is how you make linked signs, and this is how you use configurations. If you have any questions, because I'm not sure if I went over configs as much, please ask me in the comments. And I'll see you in the next episode.